What's up, YouTube? It's been a while. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. We do beauty, lifestyle, girl talk, whatever, you name it. I do it all on my channel. And if you are returning, hey girl, hey boy, let's get into this video. So I'm just set up a little bit different than I usually do. I'm actually laying down because I'm not trying to front with y'all. I had a long day. So this is like the first time I've gotten to rest. And the title of this video, you can tell that we are going to talk about the Nexplanon. And I just got mine removed today, so I was told to like just relax my arm, so that's why I'm laying down instead of sitting up and talking to y'all. But we are relaxed here on my channel, so we're just gonna get into the real, the real, that's it. So let's do a little background on like birth controls and like my decisions and stuff like that. So as you may know, or if you don't know, I have von Willebrand's. It is a blood disorder. So it's different types. It's type 1, 2, 3. I have type 1. It's a mild form, but it still causes like heavy bleeding, bruising, also low iron and other stuff associated with that. So when I was younger, I was put on a birth control pill. And that kind of worked, but it just gave me like mood swings and stuff like that. So I decided to like just stop that completely. Then the next form of birth control I tried was Depo-Vera. Depo-Vera, it had its own side effects for real. Like it was still like irregular bleeding. It was very like, I don't know, it was also painful because you had to stick yourself like every month with the Depo-Vera shot. So I just didn't like that. Then I tried the NuvaRing, and this was still me controlling my bleeding, but also I was getting older. So I was trying to prevent pregnancy, of course. So then let's fast forward to 2022. I get pregnant with my son. So I had my son. Then after a couple months, I made the decision to get on Nexplanon because one of my colleagues from work recommended it, but she's also like a physician assistant. So I trusted her opinion. And I know I didn't want to go with like the IUD or stuff like that. So I wanted something reliable because like at the time I'm working, have my kid, and I'm just not trying to like add another child. And I just want to be a little bit more stable before I add to like my family and stuff like that. So just made the decision to get on Nexplanon. So I got on Nexplanon in March. So if you don't know what Nexplanon is, it's a birth control that is about this big. It's like a small rod. It was like a small white rod, very skinny. A picture somewhere over here so you can like get the gist. And it goes along the arm. So it was in my right, no, this is my left arm. It was in my left arm. They shoot you with lidocaine so they can numb it, localized anesthesia. Then the next part is insertion, and they tell you to like be careful, don't move your arm too much after you get it inserted, and then just watch out for changes. So starting in March, I know the side effects were abdominal cramping. So I had abdominal cramping, and then I had a lot of headaches. I'm thinking the headaches is like from my low iron, but it is one of the side effects of Nexplanon that I had. So that was the first thing. Then the second thing I started noticing was like I was very like moody. irritable and very like sluggish. I'm like, I don't know if that's all Nexplanon. Maybe it's still my low iron. So yeah, so that's what I noticed in March. Then the bleeding. So like my bleeding was already irregular, then it became even more irregular. It was like bleeding every 2 weeks. 2 weeks on, I'm bleeding heavy. Like passing TMI. I'm passing huge blood clots. I'm weaker than I normally am. So that was going on for a couple months. So I called my doctor. So that was when I called my doctor. So like it was okay, March, April, May, June. The end of June, called my doctor. I said, "Hey, I'm having too many like bleeding episodes. Too many large clots are being passed, stuff like that. Like, what can we do to, figure out the bleeding or whatever so I can, try to remain on the Nexplanon if I can." So the options are you get a birth control pill to try, or you do ibuprofen therapy. So basically, you do ibuprofen for a couple of days, and it's like 800 milligram, the highest dose, so it can like prompt you to like stop bleeding. Or you get birth control pills, but I'm taking the first 3 rolls, and then the last roll where it causes you to have your cycle, I skip all those pills. So I was giving 4 packs of those pills, and the first month, I'm not gonna lie, it was hard for me to keep track and take the pill, so I didn't do so good that first month. It was just hard to remember, so I had to like set alarms, and just on top of everything, it was just too much. But I did set the alarm, and I kept at it for the next 3 months. So June, July, August. September rolls around. I'm still having crazy bleeding episodes. By this point, I'm passing multiple pads in an hour, multiple tampons in an hour. So then I was like, you know what? Like, I can't go on like this. It's too much for me. So then I call my doctor. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. This got to come out. Because like I'm trying to give it a chance. It says give it 6 to 8 months chance, and along with the birth control pills I was prescribed to help the bleeding, and that's not helping either. I made the decision to get off of it. And then it wasn't helping that I was having like the mood swings, just feeling sad, and also like just not having enough patience for my now almost 2-year old. He turns 2 next month. So I just feel like all of that in combination is the reason why I decided to get off of the birth control. But I was annoyed when I went to my doctor's office. But before I get into that, I'm just going to let you guys know that if you feel that there's an issue with your body and you make an appointment and you are talking to the provider and they're not fully hearing you out, get another provider. Get somebody that's going to listen to you, that's a patient advocate, that knows what they're talking about, that doesn't gaslight you and all that, because that's really kind of like what I felt too, because I was explaining how I was feeling on, this Nexplanon, and I was told like, oh, it sounds like you're suffering from depression. Like, first of all, you're not a psychologist or psychiatrist, you're my gynecologist. And then said that and then she said that I might need to get like on some depression medication. Like, first of all, that's not her place. And second, I voiced my opinion, and then I presented you with the facts of how like the birth control is not working for me. So I am choosing after 8, almost 9 months to get off of something that's not working for me, let's just go ahead and listen to the patient and just take it out. That's it. Like, it was too much back and forth in that office today, and I don't know, I just felt like I had to like really stand on business to get heard. So make sure, these doctors and everything is just not telling you whatever, like, be firm. And this is coming from someone that wants to be in the medical field, that, you know, wants to pursue that later on. Yeah, just still like advocate for yourself at all times. So anyway, so when they put the Nexplanon in, it's like a little incision, very small, that they make for it to go in. But when it needs to come out, it may be a little bit more difficult. So I was told that if it's not able to come out today, then they might have to do like an x-ray to see where it is in my arm, because it may have shifted. But being as though I put it in the end of March of 2024 this year, it should have came out quicker, or a lot easier, I mean. But my skin had fused and my tissues in my arm had fused onto my Nexplanon. So it was very difficult for my doctor to take it out by herself. So I had a doctor, not a doctor, I had a nurse practitioner in the room alongside of a medical assistant that was helping her. Then she was fighting, trying to get it out. She used like, I think a little scalpel and then some forceps to try to retrieve it, and it was just hard. She just kept losing it, and it kept kind of like sinking back into my arm. So she had to call backup and get another doctor to help her out. So it was just a whole lot of like picking and prodding. And then I feel like at one point, because it was just happening so long, it was about an hour trying to get it out of my arm. The lidocaine had worn off, so I started to feel like some pain during it, but my pain tolerance is still pretty high. So I just told myself, like, I'm gonna just let them do what they need to do, get it out, and whatever. But for you, if you are, you know, make sure, I'm just trying to say, like, just make sure that if you start feeling pain or whatever, tell your doctor so that they can re-administer some more lidocaine so you're not in pain. Or just speak up. Me, I just didn't feel the need to speak up because it just wasn't that painful. I just felt like childbirth was more painful than that. So, like, I don't know. I didn't mind it. But yeah, but honestly, like, I really wanted to like the Nexplanon. I gave it a chance. I really did, because I'm like, okay, I'll just wait to see, my bleeding calms down and like gets more regular or stuff like that. But like, I know already going in that I would have spotting, but the fact that I was just heavy bleeding like randomly every 2 weeks, that's not spotting. It was just too much. The mood swings was a lot. The abdominal pain, oh, it's pretty bearable. But yeah, all those other things I couldn't deal with. So right now, I am going to take a break from birth control. I'm going to be safe. I'm going to do the right things. I'm going to use other methods. But right now, I just need to take a chill pill from birth control, because I just gotta like get back to like normal me before I decide to start something else. Because I still want to prevent pregnancy, but I don't want to be uncomfortable every month. So Yeah, I'm not trying to like bash Nexplanon because I do know that it works for other people and they've had great experiences with it. And if that's you, like, I just love that for you. And I wish I could like have the same experience, but it just wasn't for me. But yeah, so I mean, I hope I gave y'all like some insight on Nexplanon and like a little bit about like my story and everything. And hopefully you guys connected with that. Yeah, I'm done. This is it. This is a wrap for this video. I'll see you in my next one. Thank you.